Today is Thursday, May 14th, and I had a couple trades in the ES. Zoom out on this so we can get the bigger picture here. Anyway, this was yesterday's action. Sold off, big sell-off, fell right out of bed, and made another low here, and had a late day rally, and then kind of went into this triangle overnight, and early morning had another little sell off here. So blow this up. So I drew a trend line across these tops from the overnight and one across these bottoms, making this triangle. And the market opened up right in here. Had a little sell-off and then started to rally. And I wanted to get this thing short, kind of like what I did yesterday. So I had a sell order in here right below this trend line, and it was just stalling there too long. Usually if a trade is going to go in your favor, you get a good reaction off of your support or resistance line right away, and it just wouldn't budge off there. So I bailed off with a one tick loss on two contracts, and then I thought, well, it's going to go on up higher to this other trend line. So I had a sell order in here up at 28.16, and it never got there. It stalled out at 28.12.50, so never quite made it to that trend line up there. And then I noticed these lines, all the averages were turning up, so I thought, well, I'll go long. So what I did, drew some lines, blow this up a little bit, and it really is amazing how well the ES respects trend lines. So what I did is I took a trend line across this top right here and down, and then I took a trend line from this low across this low right here and over, and I think I had a good fib there as well. What was that? Go from this high here down to the low. So yeah, right at the 50%. So I had a lot of good support there. So I put in an order here at 27.88. I had a 4-point stop down here at 27.84. It stopped in the middle of this triangle here and proceeded up, and I took the first one off at 27.98, and then I took the second one off at 28.04 right before it hit this trend line here that I was trying to short off of earlier. I thought maybe since it came back down that would serve as resistance, and it didn't work that time. It went up, so I left a little bit of money on the table, but that's okay. I made 16 points out of that trade. Now what happened is it just kind of flagged out here, and then it proceeded on up, came up, and this is the trade that I missed. This I didn't see this trade because I was busy with work, but this is the one that I really missed. So price goes back up above both of these trend lines, comes down, kind of hangs off this top one, back up, and then down to this bottom one, and then bam, back up. Now, so here we have another two-step formation, two-wave pullback. Now what makes this area right here so good, not only did we have this trend line, but look here. If we draw a trend line from that top, that intermediate top there, whoops, I'm in the wrong thing. Let me get my other tool. So from this top here across these tops right here, right there, look at that. I mean, it's so freaking perfect. And so we had those two trend lines there. And what was the fib on that? So if we go from this top down to that bottom there, right in between the 50% and 38%, perfect. And that's one I didn't take. And look what happened. This thing rallies. How many points? From this bottom to the top, that's a rally of over 46 flipping points. Unbelievable. So that was my day. The other thing I wanted to point out about yesterday's trading that I didn't do in yesterday's video. So we had this big fall here yesterday, and then a little recovery, and then back down, takes out this low, and then back up. But what do we have here? I'll show you where this low bottomed out at. You go from this low across this low and over. Look at that. Look how perfect that is. That is how these traders are doing this. These good traders, they use trend lines like crazy. They're not using indicators. They're using trend lines. And I always wondered how they were always doing this, and it dawns on me now after looking at studying trend lines again. Anyway, 26-point day, not bad. Would have been better if I could have got that one right there. But that was it.